Um, Good morning. My name is Casey, and if you are joining me this morning, I'm going to try to do some regularly scheduled live keto chats um, and see how this works. I am now trying to get to the point where I can see some conversations. If anyone is out there, if anyone wants to say hello, hey, Renia, man, don't you ever sleep? Um, I have to mute this because it's on a time delay. Let me mute this. Okay. Hi, Ginny. Hi, Alicia. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Um, where is everybody today? Where are we? Where are we checking in from? I'm in Eastern United States. I'm in North Carolina. Where is everyone? Good morning. I'm going to do some talking, and what's a little bit different about doing these live events from, say, group chats, which I do, and is that it's just me talking, which I have no trouble doing. Okay, Utah, Oklahoma, Quebec, Illinois, wow, Texas, Arkansas, Oregon, wow, you're up early. Philadelphia, Virginia, fantastic. Is just me talking. So I will be glancing over to the chat section here to upstate New York to see if anyone has any questions or comments or anything. If I skip over something, yell at me again. It is chilly here today. Pretty, but chilly. Finally, I'm about over the overcast winter, and today is, I weigh every day. But I also keep a spreadsheet that shows me my every Monday progress and then my every fourth Monday progress, which I call my my monthly, thing. So today was a good day. I had a new low, for those of you who don't know, on Friday, which was unexpected, really. It was a pretty big drop for me. And understandably, it bumped up, the scale went back up, because these days it is very rare if I have a new low and then the next day I continue to go down. It's just I'm just measuring things in tenths of a pound. Friday rather, I went down 9/10 of a pound from my previous low. That was a big drop. So I bumped up just a little bit, but on Saturday, and I've kind of stayed almost exactly the same since then. If you go to my blog and you go to my next goal tab, you can see my weight chart. It doesn't give you my weight, but it kind of shows you where I am in relation to my next goal. New member, Shannon. Good morning, Kentucky, Newfoundland. Very good. Oh, minus 15 degrees Celsius in Newfoundland. I won't complain about our weather. It's I think it's 47 degrees here Fahrenheit. Excuse me, I have to get a tissue. I have a bit of a runny nose. I beg your pardon. Hi from Florida. I'm echoing. Echo? Does anyone hear an echo? Okay, I have one of these earbuds because I was told this little microphone makes it easier to hear. I'll pull them out, but let somebody tell me if the sound is not good. Michigan, 23 degrees. So anyway, today, okay, good, no echo. Maybe the sound volume is to come down on your side if you're hearing an echo. Great, thank you. Hey, you never sleep either, Karen. Karen's in Alaska, for crying out loud. Thank you for joining. So this morning, even though it was a new low, it was the lowest Monday I've ever been. And it was the lowest weight daily average. I have a spreadsheet that'll tell me my rolling 2-week average of my weight. Today was the lowest that's ever been. It was the lowest average Monday, because I take Mondays and I look back for 3 months, I think, and it's the lowest. So it was a good day. Next Monday will be my monthly. I share all of this. For one thing, I think a lot of people get uh, reboot themselves on Mondays. Um, whether we should, be doing that or not, is up for debate. But I think a lot of people say, okay, it's Monday, we'll start again. So I thought it would be nice to share where I am on a Monday, for good or bad. If next Monday it's bad news, I'll tell you. But it's good today, so I feel really good. I had a little bit of the crud. My husband and I kept swapping it back and forth, and we were this close. Hey, good morning from Tennessee. Um, we were close to living separately until we could just each of us get well. But good afternoon from Scotland. Thank you for joining in. Um, anyway, so I'm feeling really well, and I am going to tell you that I feel a lot smaller, and I don't say that lightly. It's like someone has taken a sponge and squeezed all the excess water out of it. I'm not saying it's water weight. I just feel like I've been I've been compressed somehow. You know, I came across something as I'm clearing out some things. There aren't many before photos of me, and I bet you. Good morning from Orlando. Um, uh, uh, I'm going to guess that a lot of heavy people who have been heavy, there aren't many photos. You shun the camera, and I certainly did for decades, and I understand why I did it. Good morning, Mary Beth. Um, I wish I hadn't. My kids don't have many photographs of me. My grown children can't show. My granddaughter can't see a picture of Nana, not without really digging. Anyway, I did. Can't go back and change it. But I did find a couple of things. That's my driver's license from 1996. Okay. That would not have been my heaviest, even. I don't know. My ring keeps wanting to roll around because I've lost weight. That would not have been my heaviest. And then here is the driver's license that was issued. Well, it doesn't say. I didn't have to have the photograph redone because in North Carolina now, if you're good to go, they'll just re-up your driver's license. There is, I don't know when that was issued. Maybe it says on there, but I can't see. Ugh. I say all of this by way of letting everybody know that it is not too late. It is never too late. It is never too late. And it's taken me. Yes, it is me. Good morning from Michigan. I was really heavy for a really long time, for 30 years. I don't mean I was 15 pounds overweight. Obviously, I've lost 92.1 pounds. 92.2 pounds was my lowest on Friday. I'm 111 point something down from my heaviest. So when I say I was heavy, I'm not playing. And I'm on the downhill slope to 60. And I started this when I was 55. Okay. So if you're a person out there thinking this can't happen, it's too late for me, I've missed my window of opportunity, don't. Yes, hopefully, Mary Beth says that hopefully my grandchildren will have Nana around for a long time. That is the truth. And hopefully there'll be more than one grandchild. I'm just sending that out there to the universe. I'm really happy that I've lost weight. I'm really, really happy that I feel so much better, that my joints don't hurt, that I can pop up out of I could sit down on the floor and pop up right now. Before I would have to have, if I was sitting on the floor, one thing, I couldn't cross my legs Indian style at all. I have to splay out and then I have to roll and then push myself up slowly and hopefully no one would see me. I could pop up right now. I'm thrilled with all that. I think maybe the most dramatic thing for me and why I am actually feel the reason I'm here, other than, I love my family and everything, but many of us, male, female, young, old, older, younger, have been told that if we have trouble getting our weight under control, our health under control, if we've become a type 2 diabetic, it's something we did wrong. It's our fault. Our punishment fits our crime. And for many of us, that crime was listening to dietary advice we were given, listening to medical doctors who are pushing dietary advice they were told. Remember, medical doctors, the honest ones will tell you they didn't get 10 minutes of nutrition training in medical school, which is insane. They get trained how to prescribe medications. They don't get trained how to prevent you from needing the medications very well. So anyway, Nova Scotia, Canada, stormy in the middle of a forecasted 2-day blizzard. Okay, Amanda, again, I won't complain about the weather. So another thing that's been relieved of me, and there was this thinking, I caused all of my own ills and I deserve to be as miserable as I felt inside. Of course you should be miserable, you big fatso. You piggy. Actually, I had a boyfriend call me piggy. And I was about a size 6 then. The things we allow people to do to us and that we do to ourselves is terrible. Renia says, the proof is in the pudding. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Renia. The pudding, by the way, is mostly gone. I haven't got too much pudding left. So I've shared this before, and I'm going to share it again. I have a coaching client who's just in this. She's a young lady, and she's just in it. And we were actually talking about, at what point do you feel like this is a different way to do it, that this is going to be the thing that works after so many attempts? And for me, it was about a month or 6 weeks in, and she's just about there. So if you're just starting this, particularly if you're going through the keto flu, hang in there, please. And listen to sound advice. There's a lot of misinformation out there. Okay, so don't necessarily listen to me. I'm not a doctor. I can tell you what worked for me. Somebody asked, I think, how many grams of protein I eat for lunch and dinner when I started. I have no idea. Yeah, Melinda, if you're being sent to a nutritionist, chances are you're going to be discouraged from eating this way, because the nutritionists and dietitians are even more resistant, in my experience, than medical doctors. I don't know how many grams of protein I eat. This comes up. I still don't know how many grams of protein I eat a day. I don't pay attention to the macros. You can see them on MyFitnessPal. If you go and you look at my stuff, I think it'll tell you. I'm just Casey Durango on MyFitnessPal. Just ask to follow me. If you listen to, and I follow Dr. Westman's protocol, and he'll be the first to say this is not his protocol. This is a very old diet, going all the way back to 1860, the Banting diet. You keep your carbs below 20 grams a day. Eat only off the allowed food list, and eat only when hungry. The rest, for me, takes care of itself. We all need to tweak ourselves. And Debbie says all diseases start in the gut, quote, Hippocrates. Sounds right to me. So I didn't even know what a macronutrient was when I started. There are three of them: fat, protein, and carbs. I just keep my carbs low. I eat fatty foods from the allowed list. On the allowed list, remember, if it's on the list, it means it's allowed. It doesn't mean necessarily that it's unlimited, and it's certainly not obligatory. And guess what's not on the allowed food list? Coconut oil, other than for cooking. And we will saute, shrimp or scallops in it. You do what you want to do. I'm not putting a bunch of fat in my coffee. I put a little bit, because if I put cream or a little dab of butter, that's one thing. I'm not going to load up hundreds of calories and hundreds of grams of added fat, because remember, all of you out here probably know this. If you're drinking all the fat your body needs for energy, it's not going to burn it off of your body. Just keep that in mind. There's a balance there. Your body takes what it needs, and it's going to take the quickest source possible. If it's going down your gut and is readily available, that's what's getting burned first, not what's on your tuchus or on your chin or something like that. Yes, Sharon asks, good morning from Oregon. Our daughter, son-in-law, and granddaughter live in Portland. Yes, I've gotten to the point where I eat only about one meal a day. I'm not doing that on purpose. I'm not doing the so-called intermittent fasting. I just listen to my body, and I've just gotten to the point. Keep in mind, I'm over 90 pounds lighter than when I started. When I started out, I ate a lot of food. Hey, Janice, no worries. I ate a lot of food. I loved it. I had a great time. I started most days with a couple of eggs, some bacon, maybe sausage, coffee with cream. I would have a hamburger with cheese and bacon for lunch. I would have a crustless pizza for a snack, and I'd have a steak and salad for dinner with ranch dressing. I just got to the point I couldn't eat that much food, and my body did not need that much food. I weigh that much less. My caloric needs are reduced. I am a small person, okay? I'm 5 feet 1 inches tall, I think. I used to be. And I'm a fairly petite frame, which I never knew. I just thought I was a big framed person. No, I'm not. I'm puny. It's crazy. The allowed food list. I'll put a link to Dr. Westman's pamphlet down there in the comments. And keep in mind, it gets tweaked. It is a guideline, but pretty much eat fatty proteins, eggs, steaks, chops with the fat, chicken with the skin, fatty fishes. A couple of ounces of cheese a day are allowed. A couple of tablespoons of added fats like butter or mayonnaise and stuff are allowed. Okay, I went to a party. The ladies were happy to be eating fat-free strawberry shortcake. I was laughing to myself. The Cool Whip is filled with high fructose corn syrup. Yes, we've been sold a bill of goods. I've heard that unless you're in medical ketosis for something like epilepsy, then you do not need to add a bunch of extra fat for nutritional ketosis. Have you heard that? I'm not going to speak to medical ketosis because I'm not sure what that would be. And I don't know about the need for epilepsy. But hi, Deanna. But I will tell you, if you just don't need to add extra fat. Don't fear fat. Hi, Kirby Keto. Don't add extra fat. Don't fear the fat. Keep in mind, the whole point, this is, and Dr. Westman will tell you, this is not a weight loss diet. This is a fat burning diet. This means you change your body's system from doing what most of us have done all of our lives, and most of the rest of the world is now doing, which is burning glucose for fuel. Your body has two sources of fuel: glucose or ketones, which is fat. She was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I'm going to scroll up and see if I can get that message. Excuse me. My girlfriend yesterday was diagnosed type 2 diabetes, and nutritionist says 3 meals a day, 45 grams of carb each, low fat, high protein. Find another nutritionist. Hello from Denmark. Hello. Kirby says, I agree. I feel like I'm a big frame person. I can't imagine being small frame. Let's find out, Kirby, what happens. So anyway, you're either burning glucose for fuel or you're burning ketones. Glucose, and I'm going to do an actual sit-down video about this. I think I've done it before, but I think it's worth repeating. And I also highly recommend a couple of good books, which I'll put in the bottom. The Art and Science of Low Carbohydrate Living by Dr. Finney and Volek. Really explain it well. It really cleared things up for me. So anyway, if you're burning fat for fuel, it's great. That's all your body really cares about is I'm burning fat for fuel. It doesn't care where the fat comes from. It can come from your thighs, your belly, your tuchus, your chin, in my case, my right breast. Or it can come from gobs of mayonnaise that you're eating, or lots of butter and coconut oil or MCT oil in your coffee. It doesn't care. But if it's getting it from your coffee or from your fat bombs, it's not going to take it from your tuchus or your tummy or your chin or your right breast. Would I explain more on coconut oil and coffee? If I'm eating breakfast, surely 1 tablespoon of coconut oil is good. Not sure I understand the question. Just repeat it because I'm not sure what you're asking. Hey, Houston. Also, I don't know whether the girls are on the treadmills or not because I try to remember to do this. Giving a shout out to the keto gals down at O2 Fitness in historic Wilmington. So I'm doing that. Say hey, and I'm actually standing up today, ladies, because I thought if the ladies are watching this on treadmills, I should not be sitting. So I'm standing up today while I do this. Yes, I use a ketone, I use a blood glucose meter that measures glucose and ketones. And the one I use, and there might be others out there, but they're not that common. And it's really impossible to find the blood ketone strips in bricks and mortar stores. You can get them at Amazon, eBay. I get mine from Universal Drugstore. And I use the Precision Extra. Do I have cheat days? No. N-O. Like I said, you do what you want. I'm not having a cheat day. Why would I do that? Candy. Yesterday was my first year anniversary in keto, down 60 pounds and cured the Crohn's disease. Let's all give a thumbs up for that. Congratulations. What was I saying? Okay, so the blood ketone. Oh, cheat day. As I was saying before, if my body is burning fat for fuel, and that's what I want, it doesn't take, if I have a cheat day, if I have a cheat meal, that's going to completely reverse that. I eat a carbohydrate, my system is going to switch right back over to burning glucose. I'm going to have to spend probably another 4 days trying to get back into ketosis. There was a medical trial where they did a, okay, I'm going to keep interrupting myself. Okay, I'm down 50 and have been stalled for 2 months, so frustrated. I'll talk about that in a second. So, cheat day. There was a medical trial. Dr. Westman's group did it. They did a cheat meal. Cup of pasta, cooked pasta, a yeast roll, and a square of brownie for people who are deeply in ketosis. Not deeply, I shouldn't say that. You're in ketosis, you're in ketosis. It's like pregnancy. But long-term ketosis. They've been in ketosis a really long time, like me. I've been in it for 3 years. These are people who are well-regulated and everything. They did one meal. Every single person in the trial went out of ketosis immediately, like later that day. On average, it took 4 days to get back into ketosis. One woman, it took her 13 days. So no cheat meal for me, no cheat day for me. Okay, thanks. My example has helped over 15 people with all different ailments. Everyone can do this. Keep up the good work. Yes, this is a grassroots thing. Medical research and the food industry is really upset about this. And so they're going kicking and screaming. The food industry is really deeply entrenched in making sure that we continue to eat food that is cheap to produce, easy to transport, has a long shelf life, all the food that is bad for us. So even Dr. Westman says this is going to be a grassroots thing. It's going to be person to person to person to person. Yes, you're absolutely right. And congrats on you impacting 15 people around you. Can I talk about the proper amount of fat? No, I can't. I just eat fatty foods and I don't add extra fat. I'm not trying to add anything. I'm not trying to take away. I'm not trying to add, other than carbs. I'm not trying to take away anything. If you look in my Instagram account, you can see my food. And it's generally one main meal a day. I might have some cheese if I'm peckish, or something like that. But down to about a meal a day. But it's just allowed foods. Chicken with the skin, hamburger with cheese and bacon, ribeye, fatty pork chops. Last night my husband made a lovely dish with spiralized zucchini, some sauteed pork belly that he cut into bits with some habanero pepper and spices. Oh, it was so good. I've been on keto 3 weeks and lost 6 pounds. Congrats. But better than that, I feel differently. Mentally, I'm actually not overwhelmingly sad all the time. I feel like I can make it through the day. Alicia, I was chronically depressed. Most people around me did not know that because I have a gregarious personality. But it was a struggle. Inside my head was a constant, and it felt like a cloak, a physical cloak. It just felt like I just wanted to crawl in a hole. Haven't had an episode since I started this. How feasible is this to do this as a vegetarian? I eat dairy, but no eggs, meat, or fish. A challenge. There in the new Atkins for a New You, Dr. Westman actually has a chapter on doing this as a vegetarian. I'll have to be honest, I skipped over that chapter because I'm not a vegetarian, but I've been asked enough that I'm going to go back and do some research. You have to look for different sources of fat. Olive oil, avocado oil, that might be a time when the coconut oil might come in good, for you. The more pushback we get, the more we know we're on the right path, correct? Good morning, Kimmy. Stuck to page 4 this past week and gained 3 pounds, then down this morning 2 pounds. So hopefully I'm on the downhill spiral. Keep in mind that your body, for no known reason, can retain or lose 2 pounds of water in a day. That's a 4-pound swing. Keep that in mind. And that's just on the average person. If you're a bigger person, you have more actual tissue, bodily tissue, you can retain more water. You have more cells. So keep that in mind. Zucchini tetrazzini, that sounds good. Eating just your one meal, are you getting enough nutrients? Yes, I am. I'm eating very nutrient dense food. Very nutrient dense. I'm going to be honest, our vegetarian friend is probably having more struggles getting enough nutrients. But, vegetarians, for whatever reason you're doing it, can make changes or supplement to get some of those. Yes, I'm getting enough nutrients. I do keto bliss as more oxygen is being supplied. Starting my 6th week of this weight, dropped 11 pounds. Congratulations. I struggle with chronic depression as well, but gregariousness hides all things. It can. Hey, Brian, I've missed seeing you. It was retaining water. Any suggestions? Water's gonna do what it's gonna do. I've actually been adding more sodium to my diet, um, because I was having, and I've spoken about this several times, I was having paresthesia. I was tingling in my hands and feet and feeling lightheaded, and my heart was racing and stuff. I just didn't feel well. And so doing some more, and I have felt so good. But for whatever reason, something is, my internal chemistry has changed. And so I upped my sodium, 5 grams of sodium. That's 5,000 milligrams. So I'm literally adding 2 teaspoons, or 2 level teaspoons of kosher salt. I use the Diamond brand, which is 280 milligrams per quarter teaspoon. Some salts have higher sodium, but I'm shooting for 5,000 milligrams a day. So I'm adding that to bouillon, and it's cleared up my symptoms. No more leg cramps either. Um, excuse me. I've tried I've had the cauliflower pizza. Some friends of ours actually made it for us, and it was delicious. Oh, it's changed my life. I feel wonderful and so much healthier. I've looked it up, 15 grams of fat. So you're saying that my body uses this? Now, no, Helen, listen. If you are enjoying, again, you do what you want to do. If you feel good, if you're losing at a rate you want to lose, or maybe you've lost all the weight you need, do what you want. But if you get to a stall, if you get to a point where I'm not losing like I thought I would, just first look at your carbohydrate intake, see if you're doing total carbs and not net, because total is for me, is the way to go. And look if you have too much dietary fat. The other thing is look and see if you're eating when you're not hungry. That is the hardest part. And that, since I have gotten that dialed in now, which has been a struggle, my weight has started, I've come down. Eating when not hungry is a challenge. I came to keto from being a vegan, had to give up the vegan lifestyle because I was deficient in nutrients. Margie, I now get the brain buzz with salt like I used to get with sugar. Lived in keto in the 70s, lost 135 pounds twice. Holy moly. It's all back on from carbs. Cancel bariatric surgery last year, going back to low carb. I'm pushing 69, I'm 69, pushing in January. Pamela, good for you. I really don't want to calculate to figure out what I'm told. I just keep it under 20, getting my glucose monitor. Do you think that I will start to lose? When I say a stall, it really slowed up. Dr. Westman calls a stall when you've had 0 pounds lost, 0 inches lost for 4 weeks. And I'm keeping an eye on the clock here. I don't want to overstay my welcome. So I didn't go that long without any loss, but it really did just slow down so much that it felt like a stall. And that's when he asked me if I'm eating only when hungry. And I had to answer at that point, no, I can't say that. I'm eating meals with my husband. They're all allowed. They're delicious. But we're eating pretty much, I'm eating breakfast and maybe a light lunch and then dinner. I've just now, as I've asked myself this question, am I hungry? I'm down to about a meal a day. I just don't need or want. I don't even want it. It's just like, I can sometimes be hungry and say, I just don't want to eat anything. I've turned into my Aunt Teensy. 101 pounds. Pat, I've lost 101 pounds, got 45 more to go. Congratulations. Someone asked the other day, where am I getting my calcium from? I do take a multivitamin, and I eat a lot of dark leafy greens. No, well, I shouldn't say that. I now have about 4 ounces of vegetables with my general meal. I haven't calculated my calcium. I guess maybe I could. I'm not even sure how much I'm supposed to be getting, but I don't feel like I'm deficient in anything. Can I comment on alcohol and keto? Yes. I drink alcohol. I'm drinking less, and I'm going to probably continue to drink less because I am smaller. I'm eating less food. I don't want to look up one day and realize that 50% of my calories are coming from alcohol. That would be tacky. Yes, and now actually was I think someone else here might have been part of a little quick medical trial when testing the impact, if any, of alcohol and ketosis, and there wasn't one. There was an impact on silly behavior. We're all in a controlled environment. What about dairy products? Can I eat it? Yes, dairy is totally. I eat dairy, heavy cream. I eat cheese, sour cream, cream cheese. It's lovely. Don't overdo it. Um, if you drink while in ketosis, you'll get drunk super quick. Yeah, cheap date. Keto equals cheap date. I used to drink a Himalayan salt water every morning when a friend told me I needed to have iodized salt for proper thyroid function. Again, I'm not a, Tatiana, I am not, I can't speak to that. Uh, I don't know. We have not used table salt for years in this house. We use kosher salt, which also is not iodized. So we are fine. Our thyroids are good. We get probably enough table salt like stuff from the rest of our food, our bacon and stuff. But I can't speak to that because I've not checked it out. What do you do when you feel like eating, but you're not hungry? Are we going to have to deal with our emotions? Yes, yes, we have to deal with our emotions. Yeah, I've had to just not eat. I've set a timer before, 15 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna give myself 15 minutes. Maybe I'll eat in 15 minutes, just like in AA. Not that I've been to AA, which is nothing wrong with that. I just haven't been, but I understand it's like the mantra is, one day at a time. Maybe you'll have a drink tomorrow, but you're not going to drink today. Maybe I'll eat in 15 minutes, but I'm not going to eat now. And then I set the timer again. And now it's just gotten me over the hump. And if I wait long enough, I can't even figure what the trigger is. So someone says dairy stalls me. I've heard that a lot. It has not stalled me, but I have heard that. Do you find that you are sick less often? I'm noticing this about myself. Yes, this little crud that my husband and I'm telling you, it must be one heck of a virus because my husband never ever gets sick. He never did even before this. And I rarely get sick. Now I used to get sick 2-3 times a year, and it was just a little thing in the back of our throat. 4 ounces of carbs for lunch and dinner. Is that what you're saying? No, I don't think you meant to ask that. I think you probably meant to. I don't know what you're asking. I don't eat ounces of carbs. I eat grams of carbs, and it's fewer than 20 grams a day. And that comes almost exclusively from whatever vegetables I eat. Yes, that was me. Um, so much goofiness. Cup of broth helps. But stayed in ketosis. Thanks, vodka. Yes, that was one of our friends chiming in that she was part of that little medical trial. I find since being on keto that I'm aware of my emotional eating issues. Yeah, we're not numbing it. We're not masking it anymore. I did a video about stress eating, stress and comfort foods. And uh, it's not a good combination. Deanna, I found that I feel less overall pain, less inflammatory foods, perhaps. Yes. Um, this is a very anti-inflammatory way of eating. It's fantastic. Um, I noticed it within probably 2 weeks. I was really heavy. And people say, "Hey, Kate, how you doing, Kate?" Still at a standstill. Hang in there, child. Hang in. Hang in. Kate has shared that she's kind of stuck. She lost, quickly and then kind of stuck. Just hang in. Or if anybody has any suggestions for, um, it's an anti-inflammatory way of eating. And I found before everything hurt. Everything hurt. Yes, I was very heavy. But that couldn't explain why my wrists hurt and my knuckles and my neck and my shoulders. Yeah, I could understand why my ankles and my knees and maybe my hips hurt. Within 2 weeks, all of that is gone. Nothing hurts. And it's not because I lost weight, because in 2 weeks I had not lost that much. Yeah, driver's license. Yep. Lost 70 pounds now. I lost all my What? You've lost your motivation? Why did you lose your motivation, Amy? What's up with that? I had chronic heartburn for 8 months. I disappeared after 2 weeks. Isn't it amazing? There's a lot of evidence. GERD, um, joint pains, arthritis. Um, there's research coming out about how cancer cells require glucose to survive. Some cancer cells, they're not all created equal. As I've said before, I wish I knew that 3 cancer diagnoses ago. You're still in research mode, writes Yvette. Where can you send me for easy basic learning? I tell you what I watched. There's a really good video, Dr. Westman's white coat video. It's very basic. The rules are very simple. Keep your total carbs under 20 a day. Eat only fatty proteins. Added fats in moderate, just a little bit of added fats, not a whole bunch if you need them, and only when you're hungry. Joint pain for me equals potatoes. Love these motivational Monday meetings, gets me going, yay! Plenty nutritious diet. However, slow weight loss and a half a pound, 0.5 trace ketos, 15 pounds to lose. Perhaps that's why. Yeah, if you don't have much to lose, think of it, it's proportional. And 0.5 equals ketosis. I will run. Would anyone like to see me test my ketones right here, right live on television? I haven't tested them in a while, and it'd be funny if I'm not in ketosis after my big talk. But anyway, I'll test it. But I tend to run high in ketones. But that doesn't mean anything. It's just the way my body chemistry is. My husband runs lower. But ketosis is ketosis, like pregnancy. Made a piece of birthday cake, and a few hours later I had what we call Jimmy legs. Terrible. Yep, it just takes one. So your people say just one bite won't hurt you, one slice of this normal pizza won't hurt you. Shoot them the bird and say, yeah, it will. Don't shoot him the bird, that would be rude. Reference to the inflammation, my husband has even stopped snoring. It's great to know. Yes. Okay, hold. All right, y'all. Now be nice. If I'm not in ketosis, don't laugh at me. Here is the monitor I use. It is the Precision Extra. The screen looks funny because it doesn't have anything on it. Comes with a little lancet. Somebody on by the way, for those of you who don't know, there's a group page open to anybody, male or female, young or old, but it's called Keto After 40 and Beyond. And it's because many of us have been told that we're ready to, we need to jump on an ice floe and float away. Okay, I've just put in a lancet, these little lancets, and you snip the tip off. You pull the little cap off, and let me see if I can find where the camera is, and there it is. It doesn't hurt. If you have an extremely low threshold for pain, or if blood makes you queasy, here's what the ketone strips look like. Okay, I get these from Universal Drugstore. It's the cheapest place I do. Renia has shared that there's someone in, I think, Australia that she gets them from for a little bit cheaper. Okay, so you take these, and you don't want to touch the tips, and it looks like this. You pop it into this. I'm doing this backwards. I'm sorry. You pop it in here, okay, and then take the lancet, and I just do it in my middle finger, and get a little bit of, I'm not going to show the blood. Some people are queasy, but it's just a droplet of blood. Then you pull it up into here. It draws it up. I hope you can see this. Okay, and it's going to read it. It does a little countdown. Let's see what it says. 4. Holy cow, 4.6. My ketones run high. Okay, y'all? They just do. But that doesn't mean I'm any more ketosis than anybody else. I'm just the way I am. So if you're getting a reading of 0.5 or above, you're in ketosis. You've got a troll on here? Thanks, you reported it. How did you know that? Thank you. Somebody message me how you knew that because I don't. You can click on that message. Okay, I guess there's something going on that I'm not seeing. Um, Stalled for 3 weeks. I quit drinking coffee. Only 3 days of headaches and energy level is fine, but figured my body adrenals are adjusting to lack of caffeine, sleeping much better. Thank you for sharing that. No, my weight loss is not faster. I mean, if that was the case, I'd have hit a new low this morning. It only means that I'm in ketosis and I'm burning fat for fuel, but I have been. Um, you also lost diabetes, hyperthyroid, high blood pressure, and all the horrible arthritis went away. This is, it sounds too good to be true. Like we're making this stuff up, how much better you feel, how all your numbers come back in line. But it is the truth. And it's just food. Thank you, Kate. I don't know how you could see that, but maybe someone will educate me later. Yes, I have good energy when I'm in ketosis. My draggiest day now is more energetic than my most hyper day before. 1.9, your new high. Yeah, you're in ketosis. Good morning. What's the range for um, overall? The bell curve that doctors Finney and Volek have is 0.5 and above means you're in ketosis. They say the sweet spot is 1.5 to 3. I've had readings of 5.7, which is technically called starvation ketosis, but I'm not starving. I don't fast. I did some experiments on myself when my husband was gone and went 2 days without eating, but that's it. I don't fast. Good morning, and I don't starve. Um, got it. You're a wealth of info. Thank you. Thank you. After 3 great weeks, weight coming down, swelling and ankles are gone. Yay. Cut metformin to 1 tablet. Blood sugar's good. Want a meter like yours, not looking for the ice block, the ice block. I got this, I'll put a link down. I got it on Amazon. Again, these meters I have not found in bricks and mortar stores. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of Dr. Eric Burks. Only, I'll tell you why. He might be great, but it looks like his site is really selling a lot of stuff. And I don't think you need stuff. I think you just need to eat food. But he might have great info. Switch to decaf hazelnut, much better, okay. Not to harp on about the alcohol, but how much can you drink and how often do you drink? I like a drink or two everything, perhaps more often. That's really going to really vary person to person. Y'all know it. I probably have more of a tolerance for alcohol. Interestingly, during the alcohol study, we all got exactly the same amount of alcohol. We were all different ages, sizes, genders. Larger men, smaller women, larger women, smaller men, older, younger. And our blood alcohol readings were all over the place. Mine was pretty low, but there was a woman there. She had the exact same amount as me. She would not have been able to, she couldn't drive. They wouldn't let anyone drive. But she would have been pulled over and was over the limit. So it really varies person to person. Just keep in mind, yeah, he really pushes supplements. Eric Berg does. And that's fine. Everyone's got to make a living. It's just I don't follow him. Alcohol. Just keep in mind that you have to listen to yourself, and that while you're drinking alcohol, your liver has to process the alcohol before it does anything else, because it looks at it as a toxin, which I guess should be a clue to us. If you're in Australia and a diabetic, you can order a free monitor from Abbott, the company that makes Freestyle Optimum, which is the same as the Precision Extra in US. Excellent information. Thank you, Kate. I think it's a good idea to supplement with bile salts while eating a high-fat diet. Have no idea about that. Can't speak to it. Am I saying to be in ketosis, it ranges 1 to 3 is optimal, according to doctors Finney and Volek. My body does not know what moderation is, but keto has given me a handle on that. Yeah, it's hard to get. Is it normal to go up a kilogram after weightlifting? I'm not a weightlifter, but I think it probably is. When you're pushing your muscles, you're injuring them actually. That's how they build up the muscle, and they'll draw in water. I feel it. A roadside breath test in ketosis without swallowing a drop of alcohol. I've heard that as well. That's come up, and I don't know the answer to that. Kate, does the monitor do ketosis check? Be careful if you could comment on the vegetarian side. It would be great. The next time, I will. I'll try to do some research on that. How do I get motivated? Please help. Amy, I don't know. For me, losing weight really motivated me to keep going and feeling better. So I'm not, do you have little mini goals that you can set just to meet them? I have mini goals set all the time. So I don't know how to talk about motivation. Like I said, just feeling better and being able to fit in normal clothes, and I was able to wear high heels and stuff like that motivated me, but mostly just feeling better and not being depressed and in pain. I think I need to start wrapping this up. We're going on close to an hour. Like I said, I don't want to overstep my bounds or overstay my welcome. Alicia says, my motivation was that I wanted to keep living and wanted to feel alive. Yeah. Since I enjoy coffee, do you limit the amount? I was concerned about caffeine. I drink a lot of coffee. I probably have 3 or 4 cups a day, more in the cooler months. I'm not worried. I guess maybe I should be. Watching videos of people that have had success is great. It's good to have a buddy to motivate each other. Yeah, that helps. Thanks for taking time to talk. Where do you get the keto strips? She's asking Kate, where do you get those strips? Yeah, they're hard to find. You buy from Amazon. They're expensive. I get mine from Universal Drugstore. They're about half the price if I buy enough in bulk, and I get the free shipping. Thanks for the live show. Okay. I am going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you very much for all the tips. Thank you for shooing off the troll, whatever that was, or however you recognize that. Please message me and let me know. And thank you for letting me know about blurring out my information. That was so silly of me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Couple of things. I do personal coaching, okay? Talking about needing to make a living. I do coaching one-on-one. We can do small groups, email, video, telephone. Go to my website, caseydurango.com, look at the coaching tab. You can see what's available. And I might be doing a paid site where I'm going to do a much more in-depth stuff. I'm always going to have free content. I love doing this. But this is my full-time gig, and so I'm making it work. So thank you so much for the support you guys give. Thank you for the help, and I will be back. So Monday morning seems to work. Let's try Monday morning chats. As long as I can keep on doing it, I will keep on doing it. I put it on my calendar on my website. Thanks, guys. Adios. Do svidania. Ciao. Arrivederci. I don't know how you say it in all the languages. See you later.